All right, I'm the Flat Rate Master, and today we're talking about what can you learn from your comebacks. All right, so first off, let's say it. Whoever says they don't have comebacks are full of it. Everybody has comebacks, whether you've been in the business for 6 months, 25 years, everybody has the occasional comeback. But what's important about a comeback is, and let's preface it, we're talking about a comeback that is a legitimate comeback. Came back in for the same exact complaint that it had when it has the exact same complaint that when it originally came in. Now we're talking a check engine light with the same exact code, not you fixed a misfire code, it comes back with a 420 code, or, ever since you kind of stuff. I did a video called Hypersensitivity Paranoia. I didn't coin the term. Andrew brought it to this shop, and of course he's gone down to South Georgia. He got it from a shop owner years ago. But it's, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a legitimate comeback. When you have a comeback, what I do at least is I analyze and figure out what I did wrong. Did I not fully test the system? Did I forget to tighten that bolt? Did I, what did I do wrong? And figure out your process of, what'd you screw up? Look at what you did during the repair of that vehicle and figure out what you did wrong. EVAP codes are a great example. I'm going to pick on Zach a little bit. He's got a EVAP code on a Tacoma sitting over there, and it's got a purge valve code. Now, if you know Toyotas, they can set a purge valve code for every problem in the universe under the EVAP system, including a loose gas cap. So he did find a purge valve that was stuck open, but he didn't continue to test the rest of the system. So it's a comeback. He's got the same exact codes, and he needs to look at his process. He's still learning in diagnostics, so he's got to figure out exactly what's wrong with his process. Especially EVAP systems, you got to test the entire system as much as you can. Because, yeah, that gas cap may be loose, but that purge valve up front might not be working. The vent valve might be sticking on occasion. You got to test the entire system. A noise complaint that came back for the same noise, it may not be the same noise. That's not a comeback. That's just a different problem that was underlying. That's a different thing. You leave something unplugged. I'm guilty. I can give you a great example. I was doing a intake manifold on a 2.0 Volkswagen. That intake tube that goes from the throttle body to the intercooler, there's a sensor on it. It was late. The customer was already here to pick it up, and I did a quick test drive, failed in my process to hook a scan tool to it. My bad. I cleared codes. I took it for a test drive, parked it, customer drove off. Down the road, it set a check engine light. My problem is I deviated from my process. Instead of leaving that scan tool hooked up, going and test driving it, checking for codes, I would have seen that pending code. A fault in me following my process, not a fault in my process. Another example, on every boosted car I touch, my protocol is full boost on that baby. If I've touched anything to do with the air intake system, any of the boost tubes, I'm on that thing full boost, not because I'm trying to abuse the car, but I want to make sure everything I touched is hooked up completely. I've had a couple times where the intercoolers, I'm going to pick on Volkswagen, you plug the intercooler back in and it seems to seat, but you go hit full boost and it goes, and you've got no power. Better for that to happen to you than the customer. Every time I have a vehicle that's boosted and I've touched any of those systems, it becomes part of my protocol on a test drive to make sure that system integrity is there. So you need to develop your own protocols and stick to them. You know, if a system works, don't switch it up, because every time you do, something will go wrong. Down to the basics. I still do it to this day. If I've had wheels off a vehicle, I go left front, left rear, right front. I finish at the driver's side, and I verify that all those wheels are torqued. Why? Because I don't want to ever have one of those wheels come loose. I don't want to sit there and go, oh, I torqued that one, and have that sweating wake up at 2 in the morning going, did I torque that wheel? So, you know, every time you have a comeback, analyze your process and figure out where you need to modify your process to prevent that. Whether it is keeping a scan tool hooked up to a car when you go on a test drive after repair to make sure that customer doesn't come back for anything other than the work you recommended. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Comments are always appreciated. And as always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.